What up, Taco Crew? Man, I cannot wait for AEW Dark. And after dark, I hear they're having another media scrum. Maybe Punk will go off on Amy Sakura. Maybe he'll then go off on that dude with the weird blonde, funky tornado hairdo. But let's go! What is going on, everybody? Whoo! What a weekend, right? What a weekend of pro wrestling. My name is Jesse, aka your very own one and only Chitown Smark. Man. Did you guys see that main event last night? That main event after the Punk and Moxley match. The main event where Tony Khan was the special guest observer, witness. Very awkward owner. Man. Wow, man. Imagine owning a wrestling promotion and then being at the media scrum after the biggest pay-per-view of the year for you, and you got to sit there and just watch your top talent, your top draw, just sit there and just burn your house to the damn ground. I mean, he's just, man. He's just sitting there watching it burn down to the ground. Bruh. Mills Met Chat. Thank you so very kindly for the $5 super chat. I just want to say thank you, Jesse, for stopping by my channel today. Thank you. Meant the world to me. Mel, is my pleasure. It's my pleasure, man. I mean, I have no problem supporting others, especially ones that support me. So I'm happy that I could help anytime. Kevin Page with the $1.99 super chat. Punk is a liar. Mindy's closed Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Thank you, Kevin Page, for spoiling today's sponsor of the day, Mindy's. Guys, do you like muffins, bakery items, pastry delights, sweet treats, but more importantly, when you are out at work burning your owner's, your boss's corporation to the ground, and you get hungry, there's no better place to visit than Mindy's, guys. Guys, when you're out there trying to bury your owner and the owner of your company, bury the owner of your company, make sure you do it while you're eating a Mindy's muffin. Julia Hart just murdered somebody. Again. I like that submission move, man. So the next time that you're at a media scrum and you're sitting there burning down the company that you work for, who's paying you more than anyone else, make sure you do it with a Mindy's muffin. Damn it. I don't know, man. So, on a serious note, though. On a serious note. Oh, man, I don't know, man. Woods and Nese versus two jobbers. I don't know, man. Look. It's easy to sit here and say, oh, you know, I believe this person. Or, oh, you know, I support this person in this. I'm going to look at it from an objective standpoint. I'm going to look at it from an objective standpoint right now and disregard what I may or may not think about any of the parties involved. I'm going to be objective here, man. Real talk. No cap. I'm for real. For real. So, this seems to have all... It seems to have all originated from, if I'm not mistaken, the interview that Hangman did, where he said that he didn't take the advice from the legends or whatever the case may be. All right. Now, without getting into whether that's a right statement or a wrong statement or the right thing to say or not the right thing to say, without getting into any of that, let's start with this. If Hangman said something in an interview and he mentioned no one by name, he just said what he felt about the question he was asked. It wasn't like he was out there saying, oh, I hate CM Punk. If his response triggered Phil that much, if it triggered him that much, why go and retaliate on national television? If you're supposedly the locker room leader and you have an issue with how an interview went down, a very, very low level interview, it wasn't like the guy was live in the ring. If you had an issue with it, why did Punk not go to resolve that like an adult? Backstage, sitting down with Hangman or Hangman and TK, or at the very least, just addressing it with TK. So, maybe Punk was angry about the promo that they had in the ring during their feud. He didn't like a line that Hangman said. Again, that seemed like something that could have been discussed in the back as adults instead of letting it get as far as it has gotten at this point. You can't complain about working with children while you do childish shit. You just can't. You're a child working with children at that point. Look, man, this is not a good look on the company, and Punk is being paid a lot of money to help the company look good, and the company does not look well, and he is primarily at the root of that at the end of the day. You want to be a locker room leader, act like a locker room leader, and don't, I don't know. It just feels to me as if it could have been resolved backstage before Punk sat at home and waited for weeks to go out and get a live mic to retaliate. It seems to me like he had plenty of time to resolve this before it got to television. You know, if he sat there and bottled these feelings up and said nothing to nobody at all, then, I mean, I don't know. That's concerning to me. That is concerning to me. It feels like this could have been discussed backstage, at the very least amongst each other or the people who had the issues with it. You know, Hangman doing an interview, not mentioning Punk by name, but telling the interviewer how he felt about the question he was being asked. I don't see that as a reason to be, you know, to go out and do a media scrum and just go fucking ham like that, like the way he did. Hangman was asked the question. He had the freedom to answer the question, you know, truthfully. And basically he spoke his mind. And Punk got mad because he spoke his mind, which is the very thing that Punk was always vocal about the talent being able to do, just go out and speak their minds. Hangman did it and pissed Punk the fudge off, man. I mean, how dare you? Well, the Young Bucks are leaking stuff. Okay. That's wrong. They shouldn't be doing that. You want to know what else is wrong? Going into a live media scrum and airing out all of the backstage dirty laundry. This is what I think. This is where I think it all came to a head and how we got there. DWA Dirty Dano. The 199 super chat. Thank you so much. Maxwell's World Order, MWO. Greater than the VWO. Yeah, it would be, man. I can see that. No, I can see that. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for always being here as well. I appreciate you, and thanks a lot. This is what I think happened. As Serena Deeb comes out to give us another clinic. Versus Nikki Victory. She's 0-2, by the way. Nikki Victory. So, let me turn this down. I think when it all started, it seems that the core of it is the promo that Hangman and Punk had in the ring. And Punk didn't appreciate, you know, the lines about, you know, the stuff that he said in the promo with Punk and everything else. Now, I think if you take that promo, you know, about the stuff where, you know, the whole ordeal about him trying to get, you know, Colt Cabana fired, all that shit. So you take that stuff that Punk didn't appreciate that was said in the promo. Okay, well, let's start right there. When they got back to Gorilla, did Punk go and address that with Hangman? Like, hey, bro, that was a little too low. That was off limits. Or even better yet, did he go to Hangman before that and say, hey, before we go out there, man, you know, do what we do, you know, but if you could do me a favor and just draw the line here and don't mention X, Y, Z and X, Y, and Z. And then Hangman goes, all right, cool, you know. Otherwise, no scripted promos means just that, no scripted promos. So I don't know what the fuck Punk is mad about. Unless he gave him a boundary that Hangman just completely ignored in the ring. If that's the case, it's a whole nother story. So I think if you combine Punk being angry about the promo, and Punk was also very, very angry about the news and the rumors going around that it was Punk that had to have Colt Cabana fired or not rehired or have his contract expire, and it was the locker room that came to bat for Colt Cabana. Now, whether or not that is true or not, I don't know. But the fact that that was a story going around was something that angered Punk. And it appears that Punk believes that it was the Bucks that leaked that story, among others. So now Punk is angry about that narrative out there that he tried to have Colt, you know, removed from the company and things like that. You know, if that's not true, You know, Punk's angry about that. Well, that's not fucking true. And it's the Bucks leaking that bullshit, you know, and that's bullshit and everything else. So now he has a problem with the Bucks. Now he has a problem with the promo. At any given point, are we sitting down backstage and talking about this shit as opposed to just sitting at home fuming for weeks just so we can come back and say, all right, now I'm going to go out on live TV and give him a receipt. All right. Now it's starting to come to a head. Now it's starting to become an issue. Now, I think after last night's match, when MJF came back and the diehard Chicago crowd did not give Punk the kind of reaction that he is used to getting when he comes out, and then the diehard Chicago crowd chanting for CM Punk. They were chanting for MJF. They were chanting for MJF at the end of the fucking match, at the end of the whole ordeal. And I think that angered Punk. I think it pissed him off. I think it pissed him off in a sense of he believes that he's lost heat and good favor with his fans because of the bullshit that the Bucks and everyone else have been leaking. That's why I think he got heated at the scrum, because his reaction was not the way it was. Even Moxley was getting a lot of cheers. There was a lot of mixed reaction. MJF came back to a hero's welcome. You know, they were chanting for him and all this other shit. And he believes that all of this is stemming from the leaks that the Bucks and the Elite or what have you have been leaking. He thinks that's hurt his momentum. And I think that shit all came to a head for him at the scrum last night. Wrestling Observer Kevin Page with a $1.99 super chat. Mindy's alert. New cupcake on Thursday. Coco Chump Punk. I see what you did there. Private Party in action against Brandon Gore and JDX. I see what you did there, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, KP. Lord Qua says, Wrestling Observer just confirmed that there was a huge brawl backstage involving Ace Steel, the Bucks, and Kenny Omega. Yeah, I know, man. We heard the rumors of the fight backstage. You know, I heard that Punk threw the first punch. No, from the rumors I heard. I'm not saying this is what happened. From the rumors that I heard, I'm hearing that Punk took the first swing, and it'd be interesting to see how TK handles that one, because he just suspended Eddie Kingston for taking a swing at Sammy Guevara, and he did not suspend Sammy Guevara. So we shall see about that one. You know, if I'm TK, you know, amongst other things that I'm pissed about, I am greatly upset with CM Punk. Very, very, very upset. At this point, it feels like to me that CM Punk is trying to get fired on purpose. That's what it feels like, because it feels like he went out there and said any and everything that he could possibly say to get fired. I can't think of too much more he could have said in that scrum last night to be in any more trouble. And then to cap it all off, go back there and start taking swings at EVPs. Man. I don't know, but if I'm Tony Khan, despite who has a point and who does not have a point, and despite who was right and who was wrong and what they said or did, my first direction of anger goes towards CM Punk, because you just sat there and just made me look like a complete fucking schmuck live in front of the world. I mean, you just completely disrespected me. You know, we work together. I pay you a lot of money. There's a lot of trust back and forth between the two of us. And you just went out there and caused a whole shitstorm right in front of me. And it's fucking embarrassing, man. It's fucking embarrassing. Ryan the Chipmunk with the $2 Canadian super chat. Is CM Punk guaranteed money no matter what? Thank you, Ryan. That's a good question, but unfortunately, the details of Punk's deal have not been reported or revealed by anyone, so we don't know. We don't know. What we do know is that TK, more than likely, this we don't know for sure either, but more than likely, gave CM Punk pretty much everything he possibly wanted in his deal. Probably gave him anything that he possibly wanted. So if Punk would have asked for guaranteed money, he probably got it. To an extent, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think anyone knows, but I don't know. I am speculating at this point. I'm completely just fucking brainstorming shit. Because, I don't know. To me, it just feels like, he was just done. And it feels like he just wanted to get fired. And if he wasn't, and if going on the tirade that he did live in front of the owner wasn't going to get him fired, going into the back and getting into a fight with the EVPs, that should have been the icing on the cake. You know, but I don't know. I don't know, man. Skye Bluty versus Diamante. This is a messed up situation for AEW, man. You know, I'm done listening to anyone say, "Oh, it's just the work. You're all getting worked." I'm done listening to that because it doesn't matter if it's a work or a shoot at this point. The whole situation was embarrassing, and it's not a good look. It's not a good look on the company at all. So even if it was a work, it's a very bad one, and it's bringing down morale and bringing down, you know, interest in the company, especially at a time when WWE is on an uprise. You know, Michael Leach, all this negative talk is taking away from how good Jade ass looked last night. With the $5 super chat, Michael, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I personally did not like how Jade looked last night. I didn't like it. I mean, and that's rare because I love how she, you know, normally comes out, but I didn't like that look at all. Maybe it was the hair. Maybe it was the hair. I don't know. It just wasn't a good look for me. You know, but Sky Blue, I had a friend of mine at this show when they filmed this, and he texted me like, "This Sky Blue is pretty damn good." I'm like, yeah, I bet she is. I bet I know why you think she's that damn good. You know. Oh man, yeah, Sky Blue. Wait, what am I? Was Susan the only one? Susan was the only one. You guys. Susan and Quaz are the only ones spamming those booty meat emotes. Guys, let's get to it, man. Come on. Come on. But yeah, man. I think at the end of the day, I sincerely believe that Punk was not happy about the crowd reaction at the end of the show. And I think that was the straw. I think that was the straw. And he was just done at that point. I do think that's what it was, man. So what can you do though, man? What can you do? Let's see. Let's go back here. Let's go here. No, go back. So, I do, man. I do. I think, you know, at the end of the day, at the end of the fucking day, I would have had, if I'm TK, I would have had higher expectations from CM Punk in regards to all of this. So, Kevin Pay, DWA, what do you mean you need the join button, man? Get on I'm looking at the join button. Get on a desktop. I don't think, maybe you can't join from a device. Get on a computer and try to join, man. Kevin Page with the 199 super chat. Punk needs to control his own narrative, man. Punk. You've been paying attention, bruh. You've been paying attention. Punk is out here trying to control his own narrative. Skye Bluty out there working in a wrestling match tonight. Tony Storm kind of threw shade at Thunder Rosa being injured. Yeah, Tony Storm is working. Tony Storm is working. Tony Storm is working, guys. Don't worry. Tyler B with a 3-month membership. Jesse, at this point, what does TK do? I would say let Punk go, but at the same time, he has the belt. LOL. I appreciate you, Tyler B. I appreciate you being here, man. What should Tony Khan do? I think that's the $1 million question right now, man. I think that's the $1 million question. The issue is that Tony Khan is not, it appears that he's just not doing what an owner is supposed to do. So it appears that he doesn't know what to do. He sat there and let Punk go on for 20, 30 minutes, completely destroying his fucking company, man. X says it's a work. It's not a work, man. It's not a work. I wish it was a work. It's not a work. I mean, the stuff with, no, the stuff he said about MJF at the end, sure. You know, I'm pretty sure that was a work. But no, man. The stuff he got into about Colt Cabana, not a work. He would not, he would not go out there and go off on a tirade about Colt fucking Cabana on the limited time he has during a press conference after winning the title in Chicago. What would be the point? By saying it's a work, that means that you're saying, oh, that means we're heading for a CM Punk Colt Cabana feud. Anybody who just blindly says it's a work is basically saying that they think this is leading towards a CM Punk Colt Cabana feud. So, yeah, Sky Blue, man. Boy, is she a great wrestler. Marina Shafir. And Nyla Rose versus Madison Rayne and Queen Aminata. Oh my God, dude. Jeez. Jesus Christ, man. Man. So what now? What does TK do now? Do you fire CM Punk? Of course not. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We're not gonna fire CM Punk. But you have to do something. He just got back from injury. You just made him world champion. And then he went out into the media scrum and backed you into the corner to do something as an owner. And now he has to make a decision here. I think he's caught in a rock and a hard place, man. He just put that title back on him. CM Punk is already a 2-time AEW champion. He's already a 2-time AEW champion. So what are we going to do? Suspend him with the title? Crown another interim? Strip him? He's fucked. CM Punk holds all the cards in this situation. He holds all the cards. It feels like he went out there and he Hollywood Hogan his way in AEW, man. It sucks. It sucks. I think that their reaction at the end of the show really, really, really got under fucking Punk's skin, bro. I think it really got under his skin. And Marina Shafir. Jesus Christ, dude. I understand she needs to get better, but I have not seen her improve once. Not once, man. You want live reactions on retro reviews? What are you talking about, Guardian? I do the show live. You can't get any more live than that, man. Me reading from notes and not getting my live reaction. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Oh, I should watch it live, you say? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. We could. We could. I'll take a look at it and see. There was a reason. I mean, the reason. See, if you look at, like, right now, we're watching. I mean, it's hard to get into detail of a lot of different things when the show is still going, you know. But I see what you mean. I tell you what, it'd make it much easier to fucking review. I tell you that. You're making me miss the Marina Shafir match, bruh. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, man? Marina Shafir is in action, bruh. Has anyone ever said that? Maybe Roddy. I don't know. All right, here we go. My girl Nyla is out there. Man, so, I mean, but I tell you what, though, man. I tell you what, it feels like WWE and Triple H are seriously sitting back there saying, I told you so. We told you. We told you. We told you. You didn't listen. That's a, I don't know, man. That's, how do you, if you're Punk, what are you trying to do here? If you're Punk, after you did what you just did, if you're CM Punk, after you just went on the tirade that you went on, what is your goal? What is the payoff? What did he expect to happen after he did what he did? At what point did he say, this is gonna be what's best? This is what's best right now for AEW. This works. This is good. Susan D'Ambrosio with the 3-month Taco Crew membership. I think TK needs to start laying down the law and start acting like a boss of a wrestling promotion and the talent that either that they're not in the high school. Wait, okay, let me go back here. I think TK needs to start laying down the law and start acting like the boss of a wrestling promotion and the talent that they're not in high school. You know, it's, thank you, Susan. The thing is, it sucks that he has to do that. Like, these are all adults, you know, with, you know, multi-million-dollar contracts and all that other bullshit. It sucks that that has to be said and done. You know, but in Punk's defense, there was already rumors and talk of dissension in the back before Punk was signed. Now, it was just before Punk was signed. It was just before Punk was signed, but nonetheless, it was before Punk was signed. So so you always gotta figure that egos could come into play and and things like that. So there should have been something in place to take care of something like this. And then TK got into it with Cody. And then Punk's here, and all of a sudden Punk exploded in the whole damn locker room, and he needs to get his crew in order, man. But it's becoming apparent to me he's not gonna be physically able to. It appears to me, it'd be one thing if Tony Khan wasn't there during the scrum and he had to come out to physically stop Punk from talking and everything else. That'd be a bad look. So maybe he was like, oh, well, I could just take care of it when I see Punk come to the back. But TK was sitting right there. He was sitting right there in arm's reach of Punk's mic, And clearly the situation had gotten fucking heated and tensed in that scrum. Clearly it did. CM Punk controlled the fucking room. He controlled the room. He sat there and put everyone in place that he wanted to, when he wanted to. Reporters, Alvarez, everybody else. He got to fucking just bully the fucking scrum in any fashion he felt necessary. And the owner of everything that we were dealing with, owner of all of the cameras, the person who paid everyone's salary around there, was sitting there and had to just take it, and he did not have the ability to stop it. He didn't know what to do. And then when he tried to say something and buzz in, he gets shut down by the same guy that's just going around murdering the fucking room, his EVPs, his entire company. He's just sitting there like he did nothing. Susan Deeb with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much again, Susan. I appreciate you. I agree 100% with what you are saying, Jesse. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. And it sucks, man, because I remember being one of the people here, a year ago, a little over a year ago, happy-go-lucky that we were getting CM Punk back in pro wrestling, man. And now, unfortunately, it's starting to feel like a, be careful what you ask for type deal. You know what I'm saying? It feels like you wanted Punk and you got him now. I'm not even gonna sit here and get into if I think Punk was right or wrong in what he said, in the content of what he said. I think, Hangman shouldn't have said that. I think he should have more respect for the veterans, all the stuff that Punk said. I'm not gonna get into if I think what he said was right or wrong. What I am gonna get into is Punk chose the wrong platform to air his grievances. He can say what he wants about how the Bucks and Hangman were being unprofessional, but none of them went deliberately in front of live television cameras and deliberately called out people by name and just aired all his fucking issues with them. With just, he was just giving carte blanche to just bury whoever he wants to bury, when all he had to do was go to the back and squash this shit. This was his opportunity to be a true fucking locker room leader. I'm not even gonna get into if he was right or wrong. Just say he was right. Say he was right. Say everything he said was 100% true. Let's play devil's advocate here. That's pun intended. So play devil's advocate here. Say everything he said is 100% true. The way he did it was wrong. The way that he did it was 100% wrong. And it's not even to say, well, the Bucks did this and that was wrong. Okay, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like, well, he started it. He started it. Bro, you are CM fucking Punk, man. Come on. You are CM Punk. At what point could you not just sit down with your owner, with the EVPs, and just talk this shit out so it wouldn't get to where we were? Kevin Page, thank you with the $1.99 super chat. Dark on Tuesday, Dynamite on Wednesdays, Mindy's on Thursdays. I appreciate you, Kevin Page. I appreciate you, man. Tony Khan just had a meeting. All hands on deck meeting, right? He had a meeting. Why did CM Punk not bring this shit up at that meeting? He chose live television and a live media scrum to say all of the shit that he could have said in the talent meeting. He could have said it to the talent. He could have said it to the owner. He could have got it all out then. No. He waited to go and make it a big fucking ordeal. Right? Man. I don't know, man. To me, it just really feels like it's one of those two wrongs don't make a right type deal, if that makes any sense. You know, it should make sense. So, I mean, if Punk is 100% right in everything he believes in this whole situation, he still went about it the wrong way. If someone slashed the tires of your fucking exotic car, you can't go to their house and shoot them and their families in the face and then say, well, hey, he slashed my tires, bruh. You slashed my tires, I'll murder you. Slashing the tires was wrong. But doing what you did, much worse, man. It could have been handled in a much more civil manner than this. And then you went into the scrum and said, hey, if anybody got a problem with what I said, they can come and see me. He basically invited this confrontation to the back. And then I'm hearing reports that he swung first. The fuck did you expect, man? You out there challenging people's manhoods basically in the middle of a live scrum. Triple H era with the $4.99 super chat. Thanks, bro. Do you think this is a work? I do not. I do not think this is a work at all. I think maybe as fans, I'm starting to wonder if maybe as fans, if we start to throw that sentence out there every time something goes awry in AEW. You know, we try to, it's just a work. Look, bro, I understand what you mean, but everything in life is not a work. Like, what needs to happen for you to believe that it's actually going on? People just want to believe what they want to believe at times and enjoy it. I mean, fine. You know, enjoy it, but you can close your eyes to it all you want until it becomes more and more apparent that it's true. But some things can be deemed as a work, but some things cannot. I think that line was crossed last night at the scrum. Tim B with the $5 super chat. Punk heard the boss last week and decided his defense needed to be loud to correct the record. Heard the boss. Punk heard the boos last week. He could have heard the boos last week, but at the same time, I think it was the reaction in Chicago that really pissed him off. But I agree, Tim. I mean, you could tell the momentum was not there anymore. And we all know the majority of AEW fans are internet fans. So when the Bucks are leaking shit, you know, as Punk claims, if the Bucks are leaking shit to Ross or Meltzer or whoever, then yeah, the crowd reactions are going to change. They are going to change. And even in Chicago, we saw that change. Saw a point there. At one point, they were cheering Moxley to win. Man. Tim B says, and the MVPs are to blame with Punk on this one. Look, man. So if we're gonna, I think there's two different situations to dissect here. If we're just gonna dissect how that media scrum went off last night, my blame is 100% on CM Punk. Now, if we're talking about the origin of all of this beef and the origin of all of this drama, I'm open to listening on who else could be at fault for it. If you understand what I'm saying, Tim. I mean, so could it be the Bucks involved in this situation by leaking shit, or Hangman, involved for saying what he said? All parties are involved when we get something like this going on. Nobody's clear of, of fault. But in regards to the meltdown at the scrum and Punk going into a business for himself live on the microphone, I think that's on Punk. Because if we're just going to isolate what he did, then that's on him. It's just a matter of how he did what he did. I think he chose the wrong platform to voice those grievances. That's all I'm saying. I think Punk went and shot a dude in the face at his house a week later because the dude slashed his tires. That's all I'm saying. I think he overreacted and took the wrong path to get the shit corrected, when him being in the position that he's in, he should have gone down a more civil path. Triple H era with the $1.99 super chat. What do you think of Cody's tweet after the scrum? I did not see Cody's tweet after the scrum. Somebody tweeted at me and asked me what I thought about it, and didn't link it. And I looked at Cody's Twitter and I didn't see anything. So I heard of Kevin Owens' tweet, and he's got me blocked. But no, I have no idea what Cody tweeted out. So can someone fill me in on what Cody tweeted out about all of this? But yeah, that's all I'm saying. And NFK, he overreacted. No one's flat out saying he's wrong in anything that he put out there. No one is just saying that he's wrong. I don't think anybody's saying he's wrong. The Bucks didn't leak anything. Punk's you're a liar. I don't think anybody's calling him wrong. The only thing people are upset about is the way he decided to handle this situation. It was not professional at all. I mean, it could have been diffused. He just woke up that day and chose violence, man. And if I'm CM Punk, I don't think I want to start any kind of company rift like this when I'm already being, viewed by some about being my own worst enemy in WWE. So I don't know. If I'm okay, so put it like this. And again, and I'm being sincere and honest with you guys right now. So if you don't, a lot of you don't know me. A lot of you don't. I don't think any of you know me in real life, except my wife, if she's here in the chat. But in real life, I am a him smoking a cigar with the words HMM. That cigar meme of him, he posts that all the time. But I see what you're saying. Like, yeah, glad I got out of that sinking ship. Yeah, no, he should be happy, man. He should be happy. But here's the thing about me. I have a very short fuse when it pertains to people that I associate with closely in life. The internet and Twitter is a totally different me than what you guys might think you might know. But if I'm as angry as Punk appeared to be last night with some co-workers that I have to deal with, and I've had these situations, and I've worked in management and everything else, there's always the part of me that is able to calm myself down and go reasonably and diplomatically take care of this. And that's just me. That's just the professional side of me. Now, any other me would just love to take this shit to the streets. But if I'm dealing with a an employer who is paying me millions of dollars, more than anyone else in the company is making, I'm not going to go out and cause a scene like that and put him on the spot like that live in the middle of a media scrum. I think that was disrespectful to your owner right there, right then and there. Right then and there. That alone. That's not even getting into the content of his words. It's like you chose the wrong path to take care of this shit, bro. You want to make the most money, I'm going to hold you to the highest standard. That's the fact. That's a fact, man. So when I've gotten this angry at a professional level with coworkers or management and things like that, I've had to calm myself down and take the diplomatic approach. You know, even though I didn't want to, because regular me and at home me is the kind of me that would go knock on your fucking front door and tell you what I think about your ass, man. I will. I don't avoid confrontation. So regular me would love to be the CM Punk at the scrum, but me being a professional, I would not have done that. I would not have done that to my employer, man. That's the part that he was wrong for. So man, but I don't know, man. I think I've rambled enough. Let me see if I missed any other super chats. I got to get back to making dinner for the family. And Raw's about to come on. You guys are fucking awesome, man. Thanks for coming and hanging out, shooting the shit with me, talking about this fucking drama at the media scrum, all of that shit. Let's do it again tomorrow night. What do you guys think, man? It sounds like fun, right? Join me tomorrow night, same time, 6 o'clock Central Time. We will go over any other breaking news situations in regards to Mr. Punk and any fallout for it. Guys, my name is Jesse, a.k.a. your very own one and only Chitown Smark. Love you all. Peace.